But yeah, so let's get into the big scandal. Pete Rose even came out this morning saying, I may have done something, I may have been done a bad thing, but at least I didn't taint the game.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him for saying that, because this is getting ridiculous with him now. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that Pete Halls is not in the Hall. And the fact that these players, because of the players' union that is involved in this cheating scandal, I'm sorry, but Jose Altuve and Alec Bregman and any other player who's been indicated in this, who's now not just a coach, because obviously Beltran had retired and is now a coach. You need a suspension. You need to be suspended for this. It's ridiculous that baseball is capitulating. I would go for a ban, but again, I don't think the union would ever allow that at this point. Yeah. But the fact that the baseball is capitulating to the union so much that they're not even looking at a suspension for these guys is sickening.
It's disgusting.
And if I'm a pitcher, day one, opening day, I am throwing right at Altuve's head.
You have to.
I am sorry. I am sending a message loud and clear. I will walk in 10 runs just by plunking every one of those SOBs in the head over and over and over again. And that's the thing, because if you don't want to suspend them, I will try to suspend them. I will try to get them out of the game, because that's what they did to. And I'm not even just talking about this as a Yankee fan, as what they did to the Yankees and Aaron Judge or the Dodgers or any of the other teams that ended up suffering because of the Rays last year as a wild card team. Like every team that got cheated, that was cheated against, the Mariners even. Scott Brosius had talked about that as the third base coach. The Mariners even playing them in the regular season. The fact that this is out there now, and also don't blame Mike Fiers for blowing the whistle on this.
Yeah, just
like.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And we'll get into this. Maybe he might have gone against locker room code for blowing the whistle on this now, obviously. But in the long run, this is good for the game, because we need these guys out of the game now.
Yeah,
it's sickening what they did.
Ray and I talked about him, Fiers. I can't remember say this guy's name. Fiers.
Mike Fiers, Mike Fiers.
Anyway, like I don't agree with how he did it, but I'm not blaming him for doing it. All right, so and the thing is I'm not going to turn this into like what most politics is pointing the finger at the wrong person today. All right, it's like he exposed something that needed to be exposed. All right, and he's not the problem, right? And again, we can debate his locker room demeanor another time. Baseball has broken my heart multiple times in my life. All right. I'll never forget. I mean this. I mean, you want to talk about how sports have an effect on your life, right? I'll never forget when the Phillies won the World Series. That was a great day. Ray has his, 57 of those. But like, I remember the day I realized Mark McGwire used steroids, and it broke my heart. I mean, the home run race and you'll follow me here. The home run race between him and Sosa, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, rejuvenated baseball after a horrible strike. And I watched it, and I loved it. I even bought a Mark McGwire Cardinals T-shirt, which is unthinkable when you're in Philadelphia, right? And it's like, I remember watching him at the Senate, and they asked him, have you ever taken performance-enhancing drugs? And he said, I can't answer that question. And they asked him again, and I was a child, I was younger, I was a teenager. It dawned on me. It was like the end of my youth, right? Yeah. And there's been a few moments more significant than that. But I remember thinking, my God, he did it. And it destroyed me. It broke my heart. Yeah. Some kid had his heart broken recently because of Altuve and this stupid, despicable scandal. Yeah. All right? It's wrong. And again, there's been a lot of debate about the Black Sox and this and steroids. To me, this is much more of a steroid level event. The thing with the Black Sox, the 8 men out, was that they threw a game. Yeah, they threw a game. Okay? These guys essentially were trying to win by cheating. There is a difference. Yeah. There is a big difference.
Yeah. The only thing is with the Black Sox scandal is I do believe shoeless Joe Jackson, the only one who did not cheat, but refused to snitch on his teammates. Yeah. So they put him in as guilty by association. I think shoeless Joe Jackson.
He was wrong. He was very much wrong. Okay,
he was wrong, but he was not a cheater.
But this is also like you said about the pitcher. This is like what I'm saying. Is it like I'm not blaming him right now. We can discuss him. I totally agree with you on that. I totally agree with you. I want you to know that. But like they threw a game to get money. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, these guys were cheating to win a game. There is a difference. Steroids guys were cheating to win. All right, there is a difference. All right, but I mean, like, why would I want to watch baseball now? You know, why do I want to watch this sport now? The only thing I'm going to say, and Ray and I did discuss this off before, was that if this gets league wide, it becomes a real problem. All right, and the thing is, it doesn't look like it's going to go league wide. Looks like it's pretty much centralized to Houston.
Yeah,
maybe another team.
Houston, and then Alex Cora brought it to Boston, supposedly.
But it's not league wide, which is nice. Okay, it's a little that's you can handle it. You know what I mean? It sounds like okay, this has been out, and they're taking care of it. But it's despicable. They won the World Series by cheating, and it's obvious. And there's a lot of evidence now, and there's a lot of circumstantial stuff now. People don't know the answer. Was Altuve wearing it? Is that why he didn't want his jersey ripped off? We'll never know. We'll never know.
Yeah.
You'll never get an answer to that question.
No.
Okay.
Unless, and that's the thing. And sorry.
No, it's okay. The other thing too is that like you look at their batting averages in that World Series home and
that's
away.
What I was gonna say.
They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Like guys batting 300 at home and 100 on the road, 400 at home.
Brian McCann was hitting 0.30, I want to say, on the road in the playoffs. Brian McCann was hitting 300 even.
Makes no
at
sense.
Home.
That makes no sense.
Over 400 at home, $143 on the road. I mean, you're talking literally like even Correa, who was he was hitting over 400 at home, and I think hitting 250 on the road. Like, I mean, you're talking about a 200 to 300 point batting average difference.
It's not normal.
No, that is not. That is not home field advantage.
I'm surprised it wasn't brought up more then, to be honest with you. Looking back,
like it didn't really. It's. I mean, and that's on the broadcasters, and that's on the reporters, and that's on everybody for not really paying attention to that. Then, I mean, and I believe it was Ken Rosenthal who said it. Is that this is a failure of everyone?
Yeah.
Right. This is a failure of them
Easily.
As reporters. This is a failure of the team. I mean, that's really why this is just. It might be a little worse than steroids. This was where steroids were a lot of individuals. This was a concentrated team effort.
Yeah, it's bad.
Then but obviously the commissioner failed.
Everyone.
Everybody at every level of the organization. And AJ Hinch knew it and didn't like it, and just even admitted after he got fired, he's like, I should have done more to stop this. Because I wasn't for it, because I agree that it wasn't good for the game. But obviously, it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. The point is it happened. The Dodgers were robbed of 2 World Series, theoretically, because, again, Cora's Red Sox in 2018 then beat the Dodgers. And, again, it is what it is. No, they should not vacate titles. I do not believe in that. I do not believe that they should, because it still happened. It still happened. It is what it is. The result is what it is. You can't go back and play those games. It is what it is. It's just like the Reds of the 1919 champion that beat the White Sox in that World Series, even though they threw it.
Well, it's also like every steroid era World Series. You just can't change it.
You just can't change it.
And you're taking something away from guys who didn't cheat.
Right.
So like that's the other thing too. It's just you obviously in baseball the word asterisk is thrown around a lot, and I think that's up to everybody. Like the thing is like people want that, people don't. That's up to each individual. Like I said, Barry Bonds either has an asterisk or he doesn't for you. It's one or the other. I'm not telling you which one it should be. That's up to each one of us individually. I can tell you he'll never be in the Hall of Fame, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on what side of that you're on. Anyway.
Or I mean, I like the idea of it being like a special, like a wing to the era. Or something like
Well, didn't the guy that caught his record-breaking home run that was 71, right? Didn't they put an asterisk on the ball?
I think now I don't know. Like
no, I think the fan, like somebody bought the ball and put an asterisk on it. Like that's pretty damning.
Yeah,
but yeah, look, this is bad for baseball. It's really bad for baseball. The Hall of Fame today will be, Jeter will be in, and he must be in because they drastically need to turn their heads away from this.
Yeah.
Ray, what you said earlier, I understand collective bargaining and stuff. If there's not severe punishment here, they might lose me as a fan.
The contract is coming up soon, and there's going to be have to be negotiations. And if Rob Manfred does not,
something has to happen. Okay.
Yeah, the league needs to take some power back because this is ridiculous, and this is. the game is suffering, and baseball for me is my first sport. I know for you it's hockey, but for me it's always been baseball. That's why what I grew up with. And again, and it's true. Like we've in our 30 plus years, we've had our heart broken way too many times now.
Yeah, this is bad.
Like way more than anybody before us. Between the '94 strike, between the steroid era, and now this, it's. I'm sorry, but I mean, if there was anything else more damning to say that football is now our national pastime, it's this.
Well,
I think you're going to start seeing people leave baseball in droves.
This is the thing about baseball, and by the way, I want to add something to your heartbreaking moments. When the Phillies got a severe cold in 2009, the whole team, that was heartbreaking for me. It was, buddy, they couldn't take the regular Dayquil; they needed Dayquil Severe. And they still couldn't beat the Yankees in 2000. That was heartbreaking. But you know what's funny, Ray, is I wanna bring this back. I'm being very serious now. Is that baseball cannot afford to keep doing this, and they keep doing it. And I'll tell you why. As much as Mark McGwire broke my heart in 2001 after September 11th, baseball brought us back. And I think a lot of people don't, I don't know. For some of you might be younger listening to this, but those of you definitely older, we needed something after 9/11, anything to kind of just get back on our feet.
Especially in the New York area.
Yeah, well, that's an understatement, right? But like just New York and countrywide, baseball is what brought us back. Yeah. All right, the Yankees brought everyone back. All right, the whole country, and I don't like admitting that.
I mean,
but
even the Mets.
It's true.
I mean, even the Mets went on a winning streak. Like, I mean,
baseball brought us back. Okay, like we needed it. It doesn't matter how you feel about the guy, President Bush at the time threw the first pitch out at Yankee Stadium in the World Series. It was just, we needed it, and it gave us something, and it gave us a way to get back on our feet at a horrible time. And the reason I'm bringing that up, it's not a great memory, all right, but the reason I'm bringing that up is because it's amazing to me the polarity of baseball, that it can break my heart and bring me back and break my heart. And the thing is, I love football. I'm not happy with the NFL right now, right? Love hockey. Yeah. All right, but hockey's not the national pastime. All right, I know that. That's my thing. All right, basketball, whatever. All right, basketball fans like I enjoy basketball, I do. But when you have one team winning all the championships over the last few years, it's great. Congratulations, Toronto last year.
Yeah.
All right, but it's like the baseball. I can quote every baseball movie ever made right here. It's tough not to be romantic about baseball. People will come, Ray. People will come. That actually works here. Look at that. Yeah. People will most definitely come. Get it together. Please, I'm begging you guys to get it. This is horrible on so many levels. It deserves better. The sport deserves better. The fans deserve better. The kids who are playing this deserve better. And the country deserves better. Granted, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably agree with that last statement. There are people out there that don't like sports. You must be the golden standard in American sports. Yeah. And you have failed once again, in search of a scarred championship.
Yeah.
All right? And again, like, football has plenty of this. Football has plenty of this. That's why it's not the national pastime, though.
Yeah.
You must rise above baseball. All right? Anyway, we're both upset about it. We'll see what happens. If punishments do not come, Ray, I think you're right. I think the Astros better duck next year because people are throwing balls, especially Altuve, man.
Yeah, no, I mean it's
horrible.
It's unbelievably bad, and it's bad for the sport. And I think even the union needs to wisen up and just let sanctions or let things happen.
Yeah, you gotta let it go. You gotta let some of this stuff go. I mean, it's just like. I mean, like, again, the NHL went through something like this with their collective bargaining. Sorry, never mind, Siri. Sorry, I don't know why that just happened. The NHL had their collective bargaining, and like they've had 2 strikes of it, but the NHL stood their ground and said, "Look, this is not going to be an unfair deal for us. Maybe Major League Baseball needs to do that at this point because it's ridiculous." All right, like if how about this? If the MLBPA supports cheating, I'm not supporting them.